Ooh, child, honey, I got so much to learn, but this was awesome to see the quality of production that actually can be had without having a TV studio or something like that, right? Like for me, I'm like, how can I get something that's high quality from this spot that I'm sitting right here, which is my office, and make it look good, sound good, and the quality be like studio quality. So I am thoroughly impressed, hands down.
I got to tell you, there are a lot of people who talk about how JP puts things together and they look so slick and polished. What I'm also really impressed by, even beyond the things that you may see, is on the outside, is the stuff that is happening behind the scenes, because the systems and the processes, all the stuff, the machinery that JP's got in place, man knows his stuff. So super impressive, and it's really a privilege to be here and be part of it.
What you have is a glimpse into the future of content. If you're watching this like on your TV right now, think about what you just saw. If you're watching this on your phone, think about all the elements. What's so different between what he has here right now, the Content Creation University and on the show, and what you watch on Apple, what you watch on Netflix? Nothing, right? I am amazed, number one, at your excellence. Like the ability to be able to take a simple sponsor like VPN and turn it into a real commercial. I'm sorry, that's something big. The ability to be able to build what you built, and you're just getting started. This isn't like, like right. Something. It's like just getting started. So it's just like, between you, your team, and just the ability to be able to take these things and then be able to infuse a conversation, with high-level entrepreneurs, with different people who have ideas, thought leaders, I think, and give people something of value that they walk away with. It's hard to pull off, y'all. He makes this stuff look easy. It's not easy. But the greatest part is that's why this platform exists. So if you're not subscribed, if you're not tuned in, you're not collapsing time. One of the greatest things you could ever do is listen to people who are already doing it and done it, so that way you can collapse. You don't have to make the same mistakes they did.
One of the reasons why you are not successful in business is because of this: the game. See, you can be the most talented YouTuber, photographer, videographer, graphic designer, coach, author, you name it. You can be the most talented basketball player in your neighborhood. But in order for you to join the big boys, the NBA, you need to understand how the game is played. See, in order for you to understand or learn the rules of the game, you need somebody that has played there before. Somebody that have learned and mastered the rules of the game to teach you that. And once you learn that, you will be able to be drafted. And here's what happens. After you drafted, you will get a coach that's gonna keep your amazing talent in check. See, you cannot just get on the field and do whatever you wanna do. Here's the sad reality. Talent alone is not enough for you to be successful in business. Having all the amazing equipment that you need to get the job done is still not enough for you to be successful. Now, when I say successful, I mean being able to consistently land premium clients. That's why I decided to create Content Creators University. Who am I? My name is JP Hightek. I am a global branding expert. I am also the founder and CEO of a media agency called Perfect Zone Productions. As a matter of fact, you are in one of my studios right now.
Hey, it's Tanya Smith here of Get Noticed with Video and Stream Like a Boss TV.
Hey everybody, my name is Michelle Singh. I'm from Miami, Florida, and I have an educational consulting firm.
Hey you guys, James Hicks here from Hicks New Media.
JP has an incredible presence. You know, when I go and I look people up and try to find out more about them, everything was stellar. Anything that you could find about JP showed that he was an upstanding gentleman, that he delivered amazing and beautiful visual presence. that he tells the truth and he is authentic and genuine. And all of those things made me say, yes, absolutely.
I just worked with JP Hightek from Perfect Zone Productions, and we spent the entire day together doing photos and video shoots for my rebranding of my company. And when I tell you the entire experience was amazing, it was amazing.
Right, I had the privilege of working with JP on some brand and media assets that I wanted worked on within my studio, and everything from the initial conversation to the planning discussions to the constructive feedback and criticism that I was given from him was absolutely spot on.
I was all on it because I believed in him and I could see what he was capable of doing through the lens of others who have been on the internet that have been impacted by him and his truth. So I actually became a client of JP because he gave me truth. He said, you know what, I like your live stream. I enjoy the content, but the presence, what you're putting out there in terms of the professionalism of your live stream needs to match the level of the excellence of content that you're delivering. And when he said this, I paused for a minute and I thought, he's so right. So what did I do? I asked, can you help me? Can you and your team help me? And JP and his team created the most beautiful graphics. They were perfectly branded for me, for what I wanted to do with Stream Like a Boss. I find myself using them consistently and regularly in almost every live stream show that I do, and I often get compliments and people DMing and asking, who did your graphics? Who put that together?
This is me before JP.
And this is me after JP. Do I look awesome or what? I finally have correct colors. I'm human. Yes, I am human. I have the correct colors in the background, my regular purples that I can see with them. You know, I can see the purples. I can see the purples. So I'm really happy, JP, for you putting this together for me, this custom LUT. It took about 48 hours and it was really amazing customer service. So go ahead and get yours. This is Dr. Elo out.
And I thank him, I thank his team for what they've provided me. I definitely look forward to working more and closely with them in the future as my needs evolve. So I really just wanted to tell folks, if you're looking for someone to help you design, build your website, media kit, some type of branding materials, definitely check out my man JP Hightek and his team. Appreciate you, man.
So if you're looking for photos, rebranding, video, commercials, anything I guess related to that media aspect and branding aspect of your company, I highly recommend Perfect Zone Productions. Not only did they provide the environment and the space for me to get the images and the videos that I needed done, but everything even down to the outfits and even down to the makeup was a part of the experience. And so if you're looking for somebody to just do it all for you and your company, as far as branding, Perfect Zone Productions, JP Hightek, that's who you need to contact.
We have the talent already. We have the motivation already. We have maybe the equipment that we need already. What else is there? Come and learn with me. Let me teach you the rules, the things that I had to learn to take my business to 6 figures. The day my company made $100,000, I understood how to apply those things. And once you learn how to apply those rules, you can 10x that. Now I'm able to take my podcast, Content Creators University, and I was able to land so many clients that last year, in a matter of 4 to 5 months, I was able to make the same 6 figures. You can do the same thing too. This is not rocket science. You just need to learn. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. This takes a lot of work. Nobody's gonna do it for you. You must be willing to do the job. See, here's the deal. Entrepreneurship means that you are willing to be working when everybody else is asleep. You're willing to put in 60, 70, 80 hours a week. Today, now is the time to put in the hard work. Work like none other so that later you can leave like none other. So if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to learn and apply, if you're willing to go through the courses, master classes, conference replays, materials, and everything that me and my team Hey family, guess what? The Content Creators University is a show that airs every single week, but I want to connect with you. I want you to go ahead and download my mobile application. If you have an iPhone, go ahead and download my app called JP Hightek TV right now onto your phone. If you have a TV, a smart TV, my app is also available on your Roku TV, right? Go ahead and download JP Hightek TV on your Roku TV or your Amazon Fire TV right now, and let's connect together, right? I want you to grow with me. I want us to grow together. If you love podcasts, I'm also happy to tell you that the Content Creators University is available syndicated across every podcast platform. Apple Podcasts, Audible, Google Podcasts, you name it, we are there. Spotify and all of that. Go ahead and download it, listen to it, and do me a favor. If you appreciate what we're doing, go ahead and put it in the comment section. Leave me a review on any of those podcast platforms or mobile application platform. Let me know if any of the hard work that we're putting into this community, this broadcast, this podcast is helping you. If you appreciate all the amazing guests that we're bringing onto the platform to share their expertise with you. This is a lot of work, family, and I'm doing all this in order for you to be able to grow your business the right way, leveraging content creation. Thanks so much, and if you appreciate what we do, go ahead and as well subscribe to the YouTube channel, JP Hightek Reviews. Follow me personally if you want to, connect with me on all social media, and the handle is @JP Hightek. I love connecting. Like I always say, network is the new currency. So I want to see you online, I want to connect with you, and I want to hear from you. Let's grow together. Be safe, like I always say. See you next time. Shalom. Peace.
What's good, family? And welcome to the Content Creators University. I'm very excited. We're back again for another episode. Yes, sir. You guys know how we do it. This is the place for you to create, impact, and innovate, right? And for the folks that are new to this platform, the Content Creators University is a digital school and community for all creators, right? Anybody that uses technology and they're trying to grow, whether you're a coach, an author, right? A teacher, a graphic designer, a videographer, a photographer, you name it. Anything you do, if you use technology in it, well, the Content Creators University is for you, because what we do is learn together how to level up, right? How to grow and make money with content, with the technology that we have that we're using today. And if we understand that technology literally governs everything we do today, if you literally post anywhere, you need to be there, right? And the place to go to is contentcreatorsuniversity.com today. And this show is dedicated to Amazon. Yes, sir. We are live. This is a special show. We're talking about how to grow your business with podcasts. We have a special guest backstage. And so we are live on Amazon right now. I want to give a shout out to all the followers and all the folks that are joining us on Amazon right now. Yes, there's some Amazon Prime Day tech deals happening right now. So a lot of times people ask me, JP, I want to purchase the things you have, but it may be expensive. Well, guess what? These are the opportunities you have to go ahead and purchase that. If you're watching this anywhere else, go to Amazon right now. My handle is right there, amazon.com/live/JP Hightek. All the products are in the carousel. Like literally, if you like what you see right now, if you like the look of this video, so the camera that I'm using, the lens that I'm using, the microphone, the Shure SM7B I'm using right now, the lights that I have in the studio, everything I'm using right now is in the carousel. All you have to do is hop right there on Amazon, click on the carousel and purchase your product. That's what we're doing today, right? If you're new and you don't know who I am, allow me to introduce myself. My name is JP Hightek. I'm a global branding and media expert, and I have small businesses, entities, corporations build a premium brand by leveraging, live video, graphic design, web design, software development, right? Photography and videography to do those type of things. So a lot of times people are like, JP, the way you're doing things, the way you look, the way you're coming out, you're presenting yourself, I need help with that. If that's what you're looking for, connect with me. Go to my website, which is jphightek.com. Again, jphightek.com. And folks, this is season 4. We have a lot going on. We have a lot of amazing guests lined up for you guys that are going to come through, just like the guests we have today backstage. So don't forget, follow me right here if you're on Amazon, or follow me on any platform. Subscribe if you're on YouTube, all of that, family. this is it. This is what we do. So I want you to get ready because this show's about to be amazing. And that's my guest right there. Hey, man, we'll be back with you shortly. I just want to show you guys that he's here. He's backstage, family. He's just waiting on us to come here and drop the knowledge. We're talking growing your business with podcasts. So, yeah, we're diving into the equipment. We're going to see what type of equipment our guest is using because when we're talking about growing, you got to think about the quality of your presentation, right? A lot of time people are talking about quantity, but I'll tell you, quality is actually better than quantity. Think about that, right? So the quality of your broadcast, the quality of your podcast, the quality of the way you're presenting yourself is important so people can actually take you seriously. So, all right, family, let's go ahead and jump into what we always do. And what we do here is always talk about the news. We have some news to share with you guys, and then we'll be right back right after this ads. We have some sponsors on the show, so stay with me. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this. Content Creators University presents Creators Unleashed Act 2. A 2-day power-packed free virtual conference to teach you all the secrets to growing your business with content creation. This is for coaches, teachers, students, leaders, entrepreneurs, videographers, graphic designers, YouTubers, podcasters, beauty professionals, bloggers, social media strategists, artists, music composers, authors, anybody that uses technology today needs to show up to this event. This is taking place November 17th and 18th from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Grab your free ticket today by going to contentcreatorsuniversity.com/conference. Seats are filling up fast. It's first come, first served with 10 power-packed speakers. JP Hightek, Tanya Smith, Kirk Nugent, Toy Sweeney, Monty Weaver, Carissa Jennings, Troy Sendage, Pierre Quinn, Jeff Barch, Jermaine Freeman. Creators Unleashed Act 2 in partnership with our official sponsor, Ecamm Live. You do not want to miss this. This will be fire. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the news. You heard it. Creators Unleashed Act 2 is taking place November 17th and 18th virtually, family. You want to go ahead and grab yourself your ticket today. Is first come, first serve, family. So do not wait on this. And the best way to get your ticket and get registered is simply by going to contentcreatorsuniversity.com/conference. contentcreatorsuniversity.com/conference, family. This is the place to go, right? This is the place to go if you really want to level up your content creation. Literally almost anyone is now considering doing things on remote from home. So you want to go there and you want to know the best way to present yourself, to present your brand so you can make money, right? Learn all the secrets to growing your business with content creation. And the topics that we'll be discussing are such as the power of content marketing strategy, right? The power of building a successful community to grow your business, right? Creating a business with your content. Do you know how to create a business structure so that can yield more clients, right? All the leads are being converted, so you're making a lot of money. You know how to do that. Well, those are things you need to know. Knowing your worth and charging your worth as an influencer, right? Making money with a premium brand. Do you just have a business? Or do you have a brand that you created? There's a difference there. How do you do it? Well, we're about to talk about that during the conference. How to grow your business with your story. Everyone has a unique story, but if you tell it the wrong way, it will negatively impact you. But if you tell it the right way, if you leverage your story, you can grow a successful business. And we're about to teach you how to do that, right? Your brand image matters. That's very, very crucial. A lot of folks don't realize that their brand image is literally something that can break their business or make it, right? People will decide in 8 seconds. We learned that yesterday with our guest. 8 seconds, people have to decide whether they want to stay and do business with you or not. How can you make sure that you're converting more people and really keeping the leads that you have and growing your business and building that network, which is crucial. I always say networking is the new currency. So those are things that we're about to learn, and also ways to overcome failure mindset as an entrepreneur. Family, again, go to contentcreatorsuniversity.com/conference today to register your seat. First come, first serve. Now, family, I was saying it earlier, it is Prime Day. Prime Day. Go ahead and grab your stuff. If you have any questions, you're on Amazon, you have any questions, because we're live on Amazon right now, go ahead and put it down. But anything and everything you see in this broadcast is literally listed in the carousel. Everything, right? Microphone, cables, Rode Caster Pro, the swivel arm that I'm using right now to hold my microphone, the combination of the camera and lens that I'm using, the stand that I'm using, the desk that I'm using, all of that has been placed there for you to just go through and click and purchase. And this is important, family. Let's talk about that, because a lot of times people will say, yes, let me just use a webcam. Yes, you can use a webcam. But let me ask you a question. Do you like the way I look? Do you like the way anybody that doesn't just use a webcam look? Well, if you like it, and I'm sure you do because it looks better, then don't you think that most people, most potential employers are going to like that too? Listen, I've never been in a room where they didn't ask me what I was using to look the way I looked. I've never gone into a Zoom presentation where they didn't ask me what I was using to be so professional and to be doing those things that I was doing in Zoom. So if you're holding back on this, I'm telling you right now, don't do it. Grab the deals. There's some early access deals you need to jump into. So I'm encouraging you to do that. Now, talking about our sponsor for the conference, that's Ecamm Live. And Ecamm is the #1 encoder, live streaming and video encoder for Mac. Literally. #1, you can try it today by just going to bit.ly/Ecamm Live free. I repeat, bit.ly/Ecamm Live free. Go there, get yourself a free 15-day trial. You will not regret this. And for the folks that are like, I really want to join the community. Well, let me tell you, you can join this community today. Go to contentcreatorsuniversity.com. I repeat, contentcreatorsuniversity.com is a place for you to go to and join the community of like-minded people. Those are creators. Those are business owners, entrepreneurs, people that are trying to do something with their business, trying to grow. We all have our place. Let me tell you, this is not a Facebook group. No, it's not on Facebook. This is a private social community that we have by going to contentcreatorsuniversity.com and registering for free today, right? Get in the room so you can know what we're talking about in private closed doors, and you can also learn those things in order to elevate the things that you're doing. And finally, we have our VPN sponsor, and this is ExpressVPN, that is giving us 3 months free for the folks that are followers and listeners of JP Hightek. So all you have to do is go to expressvpn.com/JP Hightek. I repeat, expressvpn.com/JP Hightek. And shout out to ExpressVPN for being a sponsor again on season 4 of the Content Creators University. Go ahead and get yourself free 3 months when you get a 12-month. And folks, virtual private network is the way to go. Protect your digital assets, protect and do not be exposed to any potential leaks or hacks. Crucial. We're spending a lot of time online, and these are the type of things that we need to do. Now, family, I'm about to go ahead and bring our guests onto the stage. I want you to get ready because we're talking growing your business, leveraging podcasts. How do you do it? Is it something that you're missing? Do you have a whole lot of equipment and you don't actually understand? Why is it that what are you missing? All those stuff we're about to talk about with our guest. And what is the best approach to have when you want to really leverage podcasts to grow your business? So stay with me. Don't go anywhere. And we'll be bringing our guests right after this. Stay with me, family. All right. Here we go. Our guest is on stage. What's going on, brother? Welcome to
Sir,
the Content Creators
what's
University.
happening,
How you
man?
doing?
Listen, this is an honor for me, bro. Like, I follow you, I watch what you're doing, and we've talked before, so you already know how I feel, man. I'm like, this dude is the standard. Like, appreciate you, bro. It's special being able to chop it up with you tonight.
Appreciate that, man. It's one thing is to say it behind closed doors, and another thing is to say it for the world to hear.
Right.
So honestly, I appreciate that. I'm honored as well to have you. We always say our guests are the professors, right? So you're going to be our professor today, right here. So before we dive into anything today, I want you to take a minute, right? Go ahead and introduce yourself for the folks that are discovering you for the first time. Like, who is this dude JP's excited about? Go ahead, take it away, brother.
Appreciate that, man. Listen, I am your friendly neighborhood relationship contractor. My name is Oliver Marcelle, and I am an author, speaker, and coach in the relationship building and men's empowerment spaces. And listen, I'm passionate about seeing relationships thrive. I'm passionate about seeing men grow and thrive and win in every area of their lives. And as such, I share my journey in hopes that it will encourage and inspire others on theirs. Listen, I'm a guy who made a couple little mistakes here and there. And as you can see, my t-shirt says 2020 before hindsight. That is the mantra. I wear my passion and my mantra on my chest, which is to create some level of clarity for at least one person on the front end before they end up doing some things and experiencing some things that may throw off the trajectory of their lives. And so that's me, Oliver Marcelle, your friendly neighborhood relationship contractor. Let's build, baby.
Let's go, man. I'm loving that intro. Just that, man, is fire, folks. I told you it was gonna be heavy duty today, and he's bringing the fire already, man. Oliver, thank you so much. That's amazing. And yes, we're about to dive into your why and the amazing things you're doing as a coach, author, and podcaster, because you do use podcasts. And talking about that, we for the folks that are watching this, and if you're just listening to the podcast, man, hop on YouTube or hop on Amazon Live and come and check us out, right? It's JP Hightek reviews on YouTube, and it's just JP Hightek at JP Hightek on Amazon. And come and see how amazing our guest looks. And a lot of folks are like, yo, what are you using to look like that? So let's have some fun conversation. Tell me, man, first of all, the audio. I'm a cinematographer, so I always say audio is more important than the video, right? So audio, I see Shure, but which Shure is that? Tell me a little bit about your equipment.
So this is this one is the the MV7.
MV7, yes.
This is the MV7 that I'm using now. I have the one that's both XLR and USB, so that I could travel with it, and then I have one that's just XLR as well. So that's what I'm using with sound. I'm running that through listen, I was a renegade, right? So when everybody was going to get the Rodecaster, I went the other way and got the Zoom Live Track L8. So that's what I'm using now. I'm running that through that. And I'm loving it. I got a couple different mics here and there, but I've grown fond of this one. And at some point I'm gonna get the one that you have. So that'll be, that'll be my upgrade when it's time to upgrade.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And talking about video, what camera and lens combo are you using today on this video?
So for this video, the camera that I'm using is the Sony ZV-E10.
Okay.
And I'm using the Sigma 16 lens on that. And it's been good. It's been definitely a step up from what I had before. And
Definitely.
I'm loving the lens. So if anybody's on the fence about that Sigma 16, go ahead and grab that. You won't be disappointed.
Yo, you need to go ahead and grab that now, family.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at our guest, he has the bokeh. You look at me, we have the bokeh effect. Bokeh is the blurry background.
Right.
These are not fake background. These are real. We're in the real set right now, right? We can literally walk back there and touch everything you see in the background.
Right.
But the lens, the 16 millimeter lens, just when you dial in it right, it gives you that where it puts the foreground sharp and the back like that. So really, really nice. It looks appealing on the video. And the ZV-E10 and all the cameras are in the Carousel family on Amazon. So go ahead and click on that. So Oliver, appreciate you sharing that with us, man. That's pretty cool. Now, let's go ahead and dive into some fun questions, man. If money was no object, I love cars. So let me ask you, what
Okay.
car would you offer yourself and why?
Wow, that's a hard question. Man, I can only choose one because your
Yeah,
boy,
just one.
money was no object. Your boy might end up like Shaq.
Oh, snap.
So let's see. If I had, okay, money's no object. I'm going to get a car tomorrow. I think, you know what? I might grab that Mercedes, that S580.
Snap, yo.
Yeah, the Maybach joint. I
Yes,
think I might
sir.
grab that, bro.
Wow.
I've been a fan of Mercedes since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it's a toss up because you're looking at, now, and I'm a what can I get for the same price kind of guy, right? So
Okay. Okay.
that V12 joint I think is like 200, somewhere around there, like
Yes,
200K.
sir. Yes, sir.
I'm like, all
Yes,
right, so
sir.
for 200K, what else is out there? Like, is there something else out there? You got some EVs, man, that are nice.
Mm-hmm.
Could potentially grab that Tesla, and
Hey, man, I understand why you and I we hit it up, right, man? Because we got the same taste. Real
yeah,
talk, man. I'm all about the classy look. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Classy. You wouldn't know when it hit you, man. Like, oh
That
snap.
Mercedes, bro, is clean.
Yes,
Woo,
sir. All right, let
man.
me ask you this, man. Next question. If you had a chance to give one major advice to your 20-year-old self, what would be that one advice you would give yourself when you were 20 and why?
All right. I think if I had to give one piece of advice to myself at 20 years old, it would be
Mhm.
to be very strategic about your circle.
Hmm.
We've heard this phrase all the time that you are the average of the 5 people you associate with the most. There is
Mhm.
some significant truth to that. So in terms of what tables you sit at, what doors are opened, what opportunities become available to you,
Mhm.
uh, what resources are in your grasp, all are significantly aligned with your circle. And so I would tell my 20-year-old self, listen, there are some things that you may have chosen based on entertainment
Right.
that are not going to be able to sustain you long term. So be careful about the circle you choose.
Whew. That's so deep at so many levels, man. Because your
Yeah,
circle, whether you like it or not, will influence the decisions you're making.
without a doubt. I am a
It will.
living witness of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times when we're younger, we don't think about, oh, I shouldn't be part of this circle and all of that. But peer pressure is a real thing, especially when you're younger.
Hmm.
It's a
It
real
is.
thing. You may not believe it in your heart, but because everybody's doing it, you're feeling the pressure. You're like, yo, everybody is maybe laughing at you, or you're gonna be that guy, right? Or that person. And then
Yeah,
you give in. And in your heart you regret, but you give in, and that might be the day where you did something not smart.
that's right.
That's gonna lead you into some things in
I'm
life.
telling you, man. So here's the thing. If there are any 20-year-olds listening right now,
Mhm.
here's the thing that we don't often think when we're 20. We don't often think this far down the road. And I'm not saying you got to have your whole life planned out. But here's a question you have to ask yourself when you're faced with decisions, you're faced with certain challenges, with friendships, with associations and that kind of thing. What advantage does this have for me? I actually want you to be selfish for a moment. What
Mhm.
advantage does this have for me 10 years down the road? And if you cannot come up with any, rethink that. Because here's the thing. In a few days, I will be 51 years old.
Hmm.
And talk about 2020 before hindsight. There are some mistakes that I made in my 20s that I'm paying for today. I'm not exaggerating.
Man.
There are some mistakes I've made in my 20s I am still paying for on October the 12th, 2022. Because I didn't ask myself those questions. And it just takes a second. You don't got to throw off your whole life and your whole day to ponder this question. It just takes a second, man. What's in this? Let's say not 10 years. What's in this for me 5 years down the road?
Mm-hmm.
If
Yep.
you can't
Yep.
successfully answer that question in a way that adds some value to you, then rethink it.
Whoo, fire, man. Deep at so many levels, and those are things that I wish I had known as well. And a lot of times when we're younger, we just want to live that selfish life. Family, if you have any question for our guests, I see 324 people connected live right now. Go ahead and put a question in the comment section if you have anything to ask our guests today. If not, sit back, relax, enjoy. For the folks that are watching the show on your Roku TV, on my Roku TV application, for the folks that do not know, I do have my TV application as well, JP Hightek TV, and that we have folks that are watching it right now. I want to give you guys a shout out. I appreciate you guys being there and watching it. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Now, your amazing biography tells us that you know, one of your focuses is helping people in their marriage.
Mhm.
Man.
Yeah.
What does that truly mean to you? What's the why behind this story, man?
Listen, bro, I am so passionate about seeing relationships thrive. Here's the reason in a nutshell. Many of us, we focus on the big picture. So we're looking at societal issues. We're looking at global issues. We're looking at issues in our country, right? If you strip away those things, we should probably start approaching them from the other side of the spectrum, which is if you can strengthen the family by strengthening the marriage, you then create a nucleus that adds to the fabric of a community. That fabric is strengthened by the strength of those families. Now you have a strong community, which now is integrated into the fabric of society. And as you can see, it's a ripple effect that goes on and on and on. So if I can get a couple to now become strong in their partnership and realize that it is a team effort and that they are able to take the best of each other and be able to make adjustments in the areas that each need to now look at in the way of strengthening each other, and they become a strong team, man, we set this thing in motion, man, to become a different society. And that's the goal. One relationship at a time.
So true, man. Because society is divided when family is divided. You know, the first thing that the enemy goes after is the family. And
That's
once
right.
the family is crippled, everything established in society follows.
Yep.
So that is amazing that you've chosen to strengthen what is pretty much the heartbeat of our
That's
society today.
That's
What
right.
allows families, societies, dreams, and generations, you know, to thrive.
Yeah.
Is the family, is the mom,
And
the dad.
understanding that it's doable, man. Understanding that it's doable. We have placed, as a society, we have placed so much strain on how successful a marriage can be. Like you hear people talk about how hard work it is and how people change and it's more fun being single. And we set all of this connotation around how successful a marriage can be, that many of us walk into it already apprehensive about
Right.
whether it's sustainable or not. And my goal is just to say, listen, you can do this. You can have fun doing it. You can grow. You don't have to do this at the expense of who you are at the core. Adjustments don't pose a threat to your authenticity. You can do this. It's doable. It's doable. You can have a fantastic relationship. You can build the relationship of your dreams. And so I feel like I've been called, my wife and I, to help individuals to realize that.
Yep. Hey, family, he has, like I say, he has his own podcast. If you really want to dive into this, man, I want to encourage you to go ahead and follow my brother on YouTube, man. You will not regret it. He has amazing stuff happening on YouTube. Let me see if I can pull the YouTube up. And the channel on YouTube is literally the same name, right? Denoli, right? And actually the channel name is Relationship Trade and secret relationship trade and secret. Let me go ahead and pull it up so you guys can see right there. Relationship trade and trade secrets. Go ahead. Again, I repeat, relationship trade secrets is the place to go. Go ahead and subscribe, follow him. He drops a lot of gems, man. I really, really love that. So, Oliver, let's go ahead and dive into this, man. One of the ways that you decided to promote your business or your ministry is through podcasting. Correct. So, in a world where there's so many other ways that you could have chosen a path to reach people, why specifically this medium?
So for me, I am all about what I can ingest in a quick amount of time in the most efficient manner. And video is fantastic. And if you're stationary and you're able to watch a video, then that's my number one go-to. And so you see some of the podcasts as videos, right? But then what about the person who's driving, the person who's on their lunch break, the person who is tending to the kids, and all of these different things that happen, right? Because if, let's be honest, we live lives, and those lives have several components.
Right.
If you can listen to something that potentially can alter the course of your life, or let's bring it a little bit in, that can change the trajectory of your day, that's something that is immensely valuable. And that's what podcasting brings to you. It gives you the ability to ingest information at your pace and in your specific scenario. So you don't have to change your scenario in order to ingest this information. And I've found that to be a phenomenal way to reach people, either as us doing a podcast or as me being a guest on a podcast.
Yeah. I mean, that's real. And you've been doing it for a while now, and I see you consistently because I follow you on social media. I see you consistently doing this. And there's a lot of other folks that are trying to grow their business and are thinking, the traditional way, right? Maybe paying Facebook for some Facebook ads and paying YouTube for some YouTube ads, or paying Google, right? Having those ads on Google and things like that, and not necessarily even thinking of doing a podcast, right? And you genuinely, do you believe that since you've been doing it, you've had some return on investment? How has it been truly? Has it been easy when you started? Because we see you've invested money into some good equipment, right, sounding good, looking good, and all that. Is that required, in your humble opinion, to really impact the masses? Or you just did it because you're a perfectionist like JP, or you truly believe that there is, a reason in having quality? What is your intake into that, and what's the return?
So yes, I do believe that there is a need for you to invest in quality. I do believe that. Now, however, here's the however, because there's some people who hear that and they're like, well, I can't invest now, so forget about it. No, you're not going to get off that easy. When it comes to podcasting, what we want to hear is your voice. We want to hear your story. We want to hear how you got from point A to point B. And let's be quite honest, if you're just listening to audio, that's really the thing that you should focus on. So you get a good mic. Nowadays, with these phones that we have, you actually can, if you wanted to really start today without making any excuses, you really could just grab your phone. There's several apps that will give you a decent sound for you to get started. And then as you grow, then yes, that should be seen. That growth should be seen. And so honestly, that's my story. So how we started, I had some fairly cheap microphones, but they gave pretty good sound. And I was recording some things on my phone. I was doing some different things. And then as I was able to grow, I was able to get, especially when you're going into video, you want to make sure that you are, making an investment. And you don't have to jump from A all the way to Z, right? You jump from A to B. You master B, you jump from B to C. But you continue to progress. And at the core of all of that, what we want to hear from a podcasting perspective is the pain point, how the pain point was addressed, and how can I now get what you got in the way of
See,
transformation?
what you're saying is important because business, a lot of times traditional business owners don't think of podcasts as a marketing strategy
Yeah.
to reach more potential clients. But here you are, you're doing that, and I do that as well. And the thing is that one of the first things they'll tell you is, okay, let's say my business is, JP Designs.
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to talk about in a podcast that's going to help me sell more clients? So what is your approach to that? Like, how do you come up with the topics and sit down and do the podcast? What's your approach? How do you do it?
So for me, the beautiful thing about marriage enrichment and men's empowerment is that no matter what subject we choose, there's probably somebody grappling with that. And unfortunately will not admit that they are grappling with it. So the beautiful thing for us is that we're able to take an everyday scenario, and those who have listened to our podcast know my wife and I will sometimes sit down, like for example, this Friday, the podcast is going to be about perimenopause. So we're at a space in our life where my wife is going through that, and that has some significant, yay, comical effects on our relationship. And so we're literally having a conversation about that. And some of the things that maybe couples won't talk about, some of the things that they're thinking, typically we will say. And so what that allows us to do is engage with the audience in a way that allows the audience to say, yeah, I was thinking that. Like, I didn't really want to say that, but yeah, I was thinking that. And then we take them on a journey, because we're not going to leave them there. Yes, you were thinking what we were saying, but now what did we do? How did we navigate that space? And where are we now as a result of how we navigated that space? And I think you can apply that to a lot of different things. You can apply that to a lot of different industries, because somebody out there is going to want to know, how did you remodel your bathroom? What was the first step? Because they're looking at this very daunting task. And if you can break it down step by step by step with something that they can follow, they may say, okay, listen, one of two things can happen. Either they listen to you and they say, okay, that's a blueprint I can follow. Let me go try it myself. Or two, wow, I need what they have. I want them to do it for me.
So during the podcast that you have, do you make it as an intentional thing to, of course, you're talking about the things that you're an expert in, right? You're exploring a subject or topics that quote unquote stay under the umbrella of your expertise. But for the person that's listening, are you also making that intentional to promote your business, to encourage them to connect with you? How do you wheel people in? Because there's the indirect way and there's direct, selling. So directly, how do you do it?
So directly, you're often going to hear us say something like, if you want to understand more about how we did it, or if you want to get some guidance around how you can do this too, then connect with us. So sometimes it's direct in that way. Sometimes it's indirect, whereas you'll hear it in the outro or you'll see it in the show description, that you can, if you want more information, if you want to connect with us, if you want to discover how to build the relationship of your dreams, we'll do things like that. And then sometimes, quite honestly, we don't. And I'm not saying this is the way to go, because people will tell you should always have a call to action. Sometimes we don't have a call to action, but the subject matter is so poignant that people are like, man, I need to know more about that, because my wife and I, or my husband and I, are dealing with what you just talked about right now. And it amazes me, and I'm actually almost verbatim saying an email that we got. It amazes me that you all are able to laugh and joke, and we are like fighting each other over this. How can we connect with you? So sometimes the subject matter is just so gripping, and it's presented in such a way where the audience resonates with it so much that they come to us as opposed to us asking them to come.
Wow. That's something. And so here you are now, you have a podcast leveraging technology and people are listening to that. And I wanted to dive into the content matter because sadly today, statistics tell us that most podcasts are discontinued after episode 7.
Yeah.
Right? Most podcasts do not make it.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly believe one of the reasons why is why we tell ourselves before we start the podcast, the expectation we put on what this podcast may or may not yield.
Right.
You know, after we're like, okay, I'm going to invest A, and the return on investment will be B during the first, 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
And backstage, you and I, we connected on how it's not always, green.
Right.
So what keeps you going? Like, what encouraged you to keep going, regardless of the fact that it may not be the return that you expected, right? What was the oil that is pushing that engine to keep pushing?
So for me, and this may sound cliche, but those who know me know that I'm telling the truth. For me, the thing that keeps me going are the messages that I get. So I'll be honest with you, like we don't have 1 million downloads, but when we send out that email with the podcast, we will often get a message or two here and there saying, wow, I appreciate you talking about that. Because that's either it's a subject we don't talk about often, a subject we need to talk about more, or it spoke specifically to something that the couple that writes that email is going through. And so for me, that's what keeps me going, because I know that there's somebody out there who needs to hear what I'm saying. And so I say to those who are listening, if you're considering starting a podcast, I promise you there is somebody out there who needs to hear what you have to say. I don't even know what you have to say, but I can guarantee you there is somebody out there who is either going through what you have gone through, and so they can benefit from your guidance. They are about to come out of what you have gone through, so they can benefit from how you moved forward, or they came out of what you have gone through and your story resonates with them. Either way, somebody needs to hear it. And so you have to kind of go into it with that. That's me. You got to kind of go into it with a why that really speaks to influence and impact. And then as you grow, obviously we look at monetization, we look at different things and to really kind of get the return that you're looking for. But your motive has to be right. And if your motive is around providing your story, like I say all the time, people hear me say this all the time, sharing my journey in hopes that it will encourage and inspire others on theirs. If you go into it with that mindset, you're going to connect with someone. And the return on that investment, a piece of that return should always be the joy that you get from hearing that response from somebody else.
Love it, man. Love it. Yes, love it. You must find some type of satisfaction outside of quote unquote money. If money is the only driving force, then you will give up real quick.
You will.
Yeah,
you will, because everybody's not starting a podcast. Let's be real. Everybody's not starting a podcast and signing with Revolt tomorrow, right? So what are you in it for? And I often tell people who ask me about podcasting, you got to be in it for the fact that your voice and your story is valuable.
Right.
You got to start there. You got to start there. Your voice and your story is valuable. And it doesn't matter what the industry is. That's the crazy thing about it. It does not matter what the industry is. Because that's why YouTube is as phenomenal as it is, because you have one person, you have one person who's looking for a way to save their marriage. You got another person who's looking to fix their washing machine.
Right.
It's all
Yep.
valuable. It's all valuable. So you do have something to offer.
Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and take a quick ad break. When we come back, I actually want to talk about specifically, you know, for the folks that are like, I don't think I sound good. I don't know how to speak. I don't know how to get in front of a microphone or a camera. What advice you have for those folks? Tangible, specific, step-by-step things they can do to actually really start doing something. They're like, I'd rather run my business. Like, yo, Oliver, I don't know about this. Do you recommend me being the person doing the podcast, or should I hire somebody to do the podcast? So I want to talk about that and see what your intake on that. So, folks, stay with me. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this.
It's luck. I'm so happy. I look so good, y'all. I'm crispy. All right, I'm crispy. I'm done. Listen, y'all. Oh my goodness. Life is a little dull sometimes, right? You can see my colors right now. My colors is a little dull. And sometimes you gotta bring a little bit more life to what you do. Look at me. My boy JP set me up with an amazing look. The process was incredible. Before he even sent it my way, he told me how my lighting should be. We got on a Zoom call. We went through all of the settings on the camera, made sure I'm white balanced properly, made sure my lighting was right. Even the foreground and background lighting, he made sure everything was crispy. He let me know what popped with my skin. He made me feel real good. Okay, he made me feel real good. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. He made me feel real good. And man, you guys can see going from 0, all right, to hero. Okay, like let me just dial it in just enough. He even gave me the number to dial it in on. Now, some of you may be asking, what in the heck is a LUT? Now, a LUT is all about getting that custom dial-in color grading that you need just for your custom look. It was important to me as I'm growing my YouTube channel, as I'm growing as a broadcaster, as I'm growing as a content creator. I wanted to make sure that all of my coloring was right and tuned in each and every single time I turn on the camera. Every single time I look into the camera and I'm doing a video, I want to make sure I look good. And if you are a content creator, you're going to want to have your own custom look. You don't want to just download one from the internet and you just put it in there and it looks kind of cool. You want to make sure you have something that's custom from you that no one else has. And my boy JP is the one who can make it happen for you. I'm so happy with my product. It's just incredible. Get it today. I'm overjoyed. It's just an amazing quality product, and I appreciate JP so much, man. You just don't know how amazing you are and how great this product is in this LUT. I'm so happy. I look so good, y'all. I'm crispy. All right, I'm crispy. I'm done. Yeah, just get with JP now. Just get with him now. That's it.
Come on now, EQ. All right, we're back. Appreciate you guys being with us. We've been here with Oliver Marcelle. Oliver's a coach, an author, a speaker, and Oliver actually works in some specific field. He loves empowering people, empowering couples, specifically talking about the foundation of society, which is marriage. And one thing that he does as well is man. He empowers man. And I want to talk about that. Man law. He has a book. Let me go ahead and bring him back onto the stage. Hey, Oliver, thank you so much. Yes, we really, really appreciate all the wisdom you've been dropping on us regarding, growing your business with podcasts. And talking about podcasts, one of the things that we know you talk about is empowering men. What is man law exactly? Man laws, I should say. And you have a book about that, right? So share with us a little bit. And then we're going to dive into what should somebody that is apprehensive about getting in front of a camera or microphone to do a podcast should do. Before we get there, talk to us a little bit about man laws and what's the story behind it.
Story behind man law. So can I show the book?
Absolutely. Yes, please.
So here's the book for those who don't know what we're talking about. So Overcoming the Man Laws for the man who wants to be his best despite what he was taught. Overcoming the man laws for the man who wants to be his best despite what he was taught. So here is the premise behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can think of, if I ask your listeners, a man law, something that was passed down either overtly or covertly, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
by
Mm-hmm.
your fathers, uncles, brothers, cousins, things like men don't cry and all the way up the scale, right? And so for me, listen, all of those things aren't bad. They're things that we've learned from the men in our lives that are phenomenal guidance pieces as we move through the trajectory of our lives. But I realized when I got married that some of the things, the ideologies that I've held on to, were not successful, were not making me successful as a husband and father. They were actually to the detriment of me being successful as a husband and father. And so in the book, I share 5 lessons that I've learned over my time as a husband and father and break those out into 8 things that I grappled with: leadership, mental stamina, relationships, faith, trust, altruism, authenticity, respect. And I share my journey of self discovery in those areas. And the goal is, again, what's on my t shirt: 2020 before hindsight, to help somebody gain some level of clarity by seeing my journey and me grappling with leadership and the fact that leadership sometimes looks more like maintenance man than CEO, and the fact that it's not all about me, and the fact that authenticity is not endangered by adjustments, and all of these different things that I've learned, I go through in the book and talk about, man. And it's been a blessing to see folk read it and share with me things like, man, wow, I can't even, I grapple with this too, and man, it's kind of crazy. Thanks for sharing how you've been walking through that, and how you're still journeying through some of those things, man. And so it's a good thing, man. I'm
Yo,
having
that's
fun.
amazing. That's amazing. Family, again, go ahead and check it out, man. That's Overcoming the Man Laws for the man who wants to be his best despite what he has taught. He was taught, man. Despite what you were taught, you want to be the best. Well, go ahead and check it out. Overcoming the Man Laws by Oliver Marcelle. Hey,
Yes,
Oliver,
sir.
appreciate you, man. Let's go ahead and dive back into the podcast. So somebody will tell you, man, listen, I don't think I sound good.
Mhm.
I don't think I don't even like watching myself on video or listening to myself on a podcast or anything like that. And here you telling me that I should be growing my business, leveraging podcasts and all those advantages of doing so, leveraging that and expanding my territory for all those people that they really never have interacted with my business before if it wasn't because I had launched a podcast and sharing my expertise. So what do you recommend? Should I hire somebody that will be doing the podcast for us? Or should I be the person talking about it? And if so, how should I overcome this? What should I do? Talk to us a little bit.
I would say, even if you're in a position to hire somebody, that you should probably start out with it being you. Or if you are in a position to hire somebody, you should be engaged in that process. And when I say engaged, I mean you should either be a co-host, or you should be a consistent guest or pop in, because people want to hear your voice, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing for me to tell JP's story, and if I'm good at it, I can probably get a good level of engagement. It's another thing for JP to tell JP's story, because there is something that JP will add to it in the way of nuance, vocal nuance, in the way of nonverbal cues and communication that I would not be able to give it, because he lived it. So it's going to come through his expression in a different way than it's going to come through mine. So I would say, here's the thing: everybody hates their voice. Let's be clear about it, right? I
Yes,
talk,
that's true.
yeah, I talk all the time, and still to this day, sometimes I'll put a video out and tell my wife, like, man, that's that sounds terrible. Everybody does that, right? So here's what I would say. In order to get over something, you have to replace it with something else. So there's some level of replacement therapy that I suggest. And part of that is, I'm just going to be people who know me as a coach know that I'm a straight shooter.
Right.
It's simply going to boil down to you just have to do it. Now, how do you do it? Start with don't try to do an hour-long podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Start with a 5-minute tip that aligns with your industry. 5 minutes, that's it. So for me, if I'm talking about men's empowerment, and those who follow me know I do these 1 minute or 90-second clips almost every day. Start there. Hey, this is the minute with Monica.
Mm-hmm.
And in the minute with Monica, you talk about the affirmation of the day. Takes you about 2-3 minutes to record. Start doing something consistently that allows you to grow that muscle. And as that muscle grows, just like you're working out, if I start out today and this is my first day working out, unless I'm just this monster hawk kind of guy, I'm probably not
Right.
starting out with 350 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So start where you start, build that muscle, get used to what it feels like to talk, get used to what it feels like to see yourself if you're going to do a video version of that minute with Monica, and then build on that. Then, if you don't want to do it all by yourself, bring other individuals in. Because here's what we did. I can tell you what we did. There are times when we would bring somebody in to tell their story. Their story is so gripping that we probably only talk for 5 minutes of that 45 minutes.
Wow.
Because the story was so gripping that people were just like, if we were to even interject, we would have messed up the flow. So now bring other experts in that can talk very specifically to your audience about the things that are important to them in your industry. And now you offset some of that responsibility to somebody else to do the talking for you. And again, keep doing that and build that muscle.
Whew. Golden advice, family. Oliver gets paid the big bucks to share his wisdom, and we had it for free. I say had because we've reached the end of our show. If you want more, you gotta have to book Oliver or join his coaching and talk to us a little bit. I mean, tell us how, what are the type of coaching you offer and how can people join and so forth. Share with us a little bit.
Absolutely. So we do one-to-one coaching. We also do group coaching. And so with the one-to-one space, it's it's put your hard hat on and get to work. So if you're going to work with us one-to-one, know that it's construction time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, it's work time, right? We also do group sessions, and I love the group sessions because with the one-to-many space, you can really get folk in who realize and look next to them and say, oh, wow, okay, we're in a community of folk who are actually striving to do the same thing. Because you'd be surprised how many couples feel like they're on their own in this journey. So getting in a group space shows you that you're not on your own in that journey. And then every once in a while, we do some events that are, bigger events that we can bring several people in at the same time. You can connect with us to see more about the coaching and what we offer. The website's on the screen right now. Denoli.org/coaching. You can get a sense of what we provide. And then for those of you who aren't, because coaching is a financial investment, let's be clear. For those of you who are not in a position to make a financial investment, I always tell people to subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, you are missing a wealth of information. I told a couple the other day, I was like, listen, if you just went through the short tips for a long marriage series, if you just went through that series alone, it would change your marriage. I promise you. The short tips for a long marriage series, there's probably, I don't even know, there's probably 200 videos in that series. And you started actually doing those things, you would change your marriage. So those are some of the options. Those are some of the things. I'm big on content. Anybody who knows me, yes, I'm a businessman, and people kind of ridicule me sometimes for this. I am a businessman, so obviously we need to make some coin here and there because
absolutely,
I would like for these lights to come on when I hit the switch, right? so yeah, there's some need there, but at the same time, we put out a significant amount of content for individuals that can to just ingest. And if they're intentional about making change in their relationship, it will be valuable for them.
Ooh,
And
very good.
Podcast is one of those.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I personally enjoy it. I'm a married man and I enjoy it because it speaks to me. All right. So folks, go ahead and connect with him. Denoli.org. Denoli, DENOLI.org is the place to go. Right. If you listen to a podcast, and if you want to go and just, listen to the series he talked about on YouTube, well, go to Relationship Trade Secrets. Relationship Trade Secrets. Hey, Oliver, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by the Content Creators University today. I want you to wait backstage as I go ahead and close with my community here, and I'll be right back with you. See you next time. All right, family. We are about to shut it down, right? Our guest went ahead and dropped a lot of wisdom on us tonight, and it is a blessing. Again, remember, go ahead and connect with him. Denoli.org is the website. And for the folks that do not remember, he does have a book, and the book is on Amazon. You can get it right now. Overcoming the Man Laws for the Man Who Wants to Be His Best Despite What He Was Taught. Oh, man, this is amazing. Go ahead, family. Go ahead and get this book. Let me go ahead and show it to you. And there we go. Go ahead and get this, family. Very, very crucial for you to get this amazing book that will speak to you. Again, Overcoming the Man Laws for the Man Who Wants to Be His Best Despite What He Was Taught. So go ahead and get that. And you guys know how we do it here. We all about supporting. So let's show Oliver Marcelle some love, some support in the things that we're doing. And you guys know this was a special Amazon Live show today because it's, Prime Tech, a Prime deal, right? Prime Day. We have a lot of Prime Tech deals out there. So if you appreciate what you've seen in this live stream, all the mics, the looks, the cameras, everything is in the carousel below. So go ahead to the carousel, scroll through, purchase it now, get the deals on all the equipment. And of course, you guys, we will see you again next time. Next week, we'll be back here, you guys know, for another amazing show because it's going to be with another amazing guest. Take care, family, and I'll see you next time. For the folks that want to join the community, again, it's contentcreatorsuniversity.com. Be safe, and I'll see you next week. Content Creators University presents Creators Unleashed Act 2. A 2-day power-packed free virtual conference to teach you all the secrets to growing your business with content creation. This is for coaches, teachers, students, leaders, entrepreneurs, videographers, graphic designers, YouTubers, podcasters, beauty professionals, bloggers, social media strategists, artists, music composers, authors. Anybody that uses technology today needs to show up to this event. This is taking place November 17th and 18th from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Grab your free ticket today by going to contentcreatorsuniversity.com/conference. Seats are filling up fast. It's first come, first served with 10 power-packed speakers. JP Hightek, Tanya Smith, Kirk Nugent, Toy Sweeney, Monty Weaver, Carissa Jennings, Troy Sendage, Pierre Quinn, Jeff Barch, Jermaine Freeman. Creators Unleashed Act 2 in partnership with our official sponsor, Ecamm Live. You do not want to miss this. This will be fire.